SPFHS here. Tonight we're at Williams Field in Elizabeth for the confrontation of confrontations. Westfield versus Scotch Plains for the Union County Championship. This is David Wooten and Steve Edwards. Steve, you talked to Coach Brez before the game. How does he feel about this most important game today?
Well, you could tell Coach Brez was really up for this game. He was pacing the sidelines like a nervous cat. But when I talked to him, I asked him right out, I said, Coach, what about a prediction? He said, if we play this game, if we play our game, we should win this. And I think that's how most people feel about this. This is, as he said, the game of games. Number 2 in the state, us, Scotch Plains, versus number 3, Westfield. Almost an exact rematch of what we had early in the season, where Scotch Plains defeated Westfield 3-2.
In the Courier News, Tony Frazzo had the nerve to say that the first Scotch Plains defeat of Westfield 2-0 in Scotch Plains was a fluke. Tonight, all flukes will be off. This is the game. Westfield has a chance to come back and run their mouths all they want, but Scotch Plains will be here to play tonight.
Yeah, Frazzo made some pretty outrageous comments in the Courier News, and I really can't believe he said them. It's just fired up, this Scotch Plains team, and it was the talk of the school, and every soccer player I talked to said they had Frazzo's number. They don't care. They want him. They want him to try to do something. He said, quote, "We know we can beat their sweeper." Well, our sweeper is All-County Kurt Dambo, who played one of the best games versus Westfield. He was on. He really rose to the occasion. I think he'll do it here again tonight. And Scotch Plains sets up for this showdown, giving the Westfield lineup. In goal will be Paul Emmanuel. Chris Freer will play sweeper, wear number 7. Craig Smalls will play stopper and wear number 10. Anthony Coleman will play one defenseman and wear number 11. Tom Ward will wear number 2 and play defenseman. The midfielders will be Tony Frazzo, Brad Shapiro, Mike Drury, and Steve Locker. And the forwards will be Chris Dambiek and Mark Halpin.
Greg Schmalz has just come off of an injury, and luckily he came back just in time for this most important county championship. On the Scotch Plains end, we have Pat Ansipink as keeper. Also, we have Brian Dunlap may be playing today, but in the starting positions, we'll have Alex Garan, Joe Mortarulo, Alex Pasucci, Vic Pasucci, Chris Travaglione, who came back after the injury he suffered in the Westfield battle.
Deep into Scotch Plains zone. Travaglione tries to turn it towards the goal.
This will no doubt be a physical game. Both teams will be going all out in this one.
Scotch Plains, they're really fired up. They came right off the kickoff, and they take it right down into Westfield. And they have a free kick here, and it will be taken by number 4. Mike Novello. But it looks like it's Vic Pasucci. He takes most of Scotch Plains' kicks.
Scotch Plains definitely takes their soccer seriously. As you can see, these stands today are packed. Scotch Plains has came to see a victory.
Yes, this game has been the talk of the school all week, not only because we're playing Westfield, which is one of the big things, but it is for the Union County Championship. And because of what Tony Frazzo said in the Courier News, he almost said that Westfield was better than us.
And as you can see from the rankings in the Star Ledger, Scotch Plains is ranked number 2, Westfield ranked number 3. We can very well see today, whoever the victor is in this game will surely be favored to win it all and take the state tournament.
Yes, this is an important confrontation for Scotch Plains. That's Rick Johnson who made the steal.
I'm sure all eyes will be on this game because everyone wants to know who will be the top team in Union County and who will be the team to beat.
By virtue of Scotch Plains' victory over Westfield the last time, Scotch Plains took over the number 1 ranking in the state. But since then, they have suffered their only defeat of the year, and that was to a tough Kearney team, and they are now ranked number 2. Kearney holds the number 1 ranking. Scotch Plains today will try to play the game they always do, which is a ball control the tempo, don't let Westfield have it. If they're successful in doing this, they should win this game because it neutralizes the speed advantage Westfield has over Scotch Plains. Scotch Plains brings the ball up again. Ball cleared at midfield. Scotch Plains called for a foul. After those comments by Frazzo, I expect more than a few pushes here. I expect this to resemble more of a football game than a soccer match. Ball is controlled by number 6 for Westfield, Ken Tracy.
And another classic confrontation on the field. It'll be Greg Schmalls against Lino DiQualo, the 2 leading scorers in Union County. They'll definitely be going at it.
Alex Rasucci, he controls the Scotch Plains offense. He's plays center midfield for them. He dishes the ball off. He can score. He can run. He can move without it. He's got a breakaway now. And the ball's knocked away. Good defensive play by Westfield.
No call, though. As Scotch Plains crowd definitely was looking for a call on that. It looks like it was just a blatant push from behind.
Westfield is called for a dangerous play.
Scotch Plains wants this one today.
Alex Garan puts a ball in the middle where it's intercepted by Westfield. Westfield takes a ball into the corner, looking for a cross. Good defensive play by Kurt Dambeck. Boy, they really beat him easy on that play, Dave.
Alex Garan is charging up the sidelines. He passes it inside to Pasucci, but it's taken away by Westfield. Once again, Garan has the ball. He passes across to Pasucci once more. Pasucci dribbles out. He's looking for the pass to the outside. There's Brendan Meyer chasing it down, but once again intercepted by Westfield. Oh.
Good play by Vic Pasucci. The Westfield player was about to streak by him, and he knocked it out. Westfield will have a throw-in. Try to set up their offense. Westfield tries to play the long ball. At least they do against Scotch Plains. They have the tremendous speed advantage over the Raiders, and they try to use it whenever possible on long runs. Scotch Plains now has control, trying to set up something with a through ball, trying to hit Chris Travaglione. Travaglione's a weapon they have now they did not have in the first game, as he went down in the first 45 seconds with an ankle injury in the last matchup between these 2 rivals. Shot by Westfield. Put the ball out. Scotch Plains will have a goal kick.
I'm sure the addition of Chris Travaglione to this game will no way hinder Scotch Plains.
No, it can only help because he's a captain of this team. He's a leader. He can score. He can run without the ball. Booming kick by Scotch Plains. And Lino DiQualo gets his head on it.
Looking at Scotch Plains, you just have to be impressed by the type of depth that they're putting into this game. Almost every member of the team has either been selected to All-County or All-State.
Yes, Lino last year made All-State as a sophomore, and it makes him a prime target of opposing defenders. They think if you key on Lino DiQualo, you can stop Scotch Plains, but this is not true at all, as we have so many weapons and are so deep that we are not only going to be good this year, but for years to come. Scotch Plains will have a free kick deep in Westfield territory. And the ball is set up, and it looks like it will be taken by Chris Travaglione. Or no, that's Vic Pasucci, number 6. No, that is Travaglione, number 10, setting the ball up.
Travaglione is the tallest member of the Scotch Plains staff. But it looks like they'll be depending on Rick Johnson to mix things up on the inside.
Rick Johnson can't get his foot on it. Ball is saved by Paulie Manuel.
So many times we've seen this play this season. The inside pass, Travaglione, Johnson. Johnson puts his head on the ball or his foot on the ball. Johnson has a way of knowing just where that ball is going to be, putting his body in the way of it, and knocking it in. Many called that play a fluke against Westfield before when Rick Johnson ended the game in a 3-2 defeat of Westfield. But you can just not say it was a fluke when Johnson so often does that.
Yes, that's true. It did go off his face, but seconds before that, he had made an outstanding run on the net. Johnson has had an outstanding year this year, and he's often overlooked because of the names like DiQualo and Alex Pasucci, but he's a good, solid soccer player who many knowledgeable soccer people know is one of the keys to the Scotch Plains team.
Also a player who can just not be overlooked is Kurt Dambow.
Yes, he's played outstanding defense for the Scotch Plains Raiders, and he's shown it consistently why he was an All-Union County pick last year, and he should be an All-State pick this year. And where Tony Frazzo gets off saying that they can beat him easy, I do not know, because he made many outstanding plays against them in the last meeting.
Exactly. By Frazzo mentioning the sweeper position, that just tells you of the importance that Kurt Dambow is to the overall victory.
Scotch Plains heads the ball out. Or no, it's called for a dangerous play. Kick will be taken by number 4 for Westfield. Mike Drury, he plays midfield. Puts the ball across. Westfield gets her head on it, and Rick Johnson clears it with his head. Brendan Meyer fighting for control. Fight for control at midfield, and Vic Pasucci, I believe, is called for a dangerous play. Westfield has the kick. They loft it up. And there's another whistle blown. This one, I believe, is on Westfield, and Scotch Plains will have a kick. Kick is taken by Danbow. Another long kick. Travaglione got his head on it. And Vic Pasucci had a run at the ball. Where Joey Mortarullo gets the ball, throws it in right away. Thrown in by Westfield. That's Joey Mortarullo hounding number 2 for Westfield, Tom Ward. Rick Johnson clears the ball. And it goes out of bounds, and Scotch Plains has a throw-in. It'll be taken by Brendan Meyer. This is 3rd year starting. Scotch Plains may be young, but they're experienced. Last year, having gone all the way to the state final championship, only to be turned away at the hands of a tough West Deptford team. Westfield has a bit of a breakaway, but they kick it away, and that's Dave Petosa, the senior, getting the ball. Coach Brez obviously electing to go with his experience here. Petosa, who was last year on varsity, and this year playing varsity. Scotch Plains, Lino DiQualo has a run on net. Oh, nice save. Nice save by the Westfield team. Good offensive setup by Scotch Plains. Travaglione just found Lino streaking down the sideline, and that's where it shows that soccer is a game of position. Travaglione said, there's the open space, somebody should be there. He put it there, and Lino DiQualo almost had a goal out of it.
Definitely. When you look down at the Scotch Plains team, you can not only help but to think that maybe there's a certain amount of mental alertness, a certain amount of mental keying or equality. They definitely don't even look across the field to see whether their man is there. They know that their man is going to be there when they pass that ball. And that's just the type of teamwork which you need in order to win these type of soccer matches. Right there, goal goes wide for Westfield.
Another outstanding defensive play by Danbow, and it seems the more we see him, the more I am impressed, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him make All-State this year.
Definitely. If he is overlooked.
This Scotch Plains team has tremendous continuity, is the word I think you're looking for. Having played together for a long time, they play intercity in the spring. They have winter leagues. They hang around together. They just know where everybody's going to be all the time.
Right there, the ball went up. They didn't even look back. They knew Rick Johnson was going to get his head on the ball and knock that out.
Goal kick. It's controlled by Mortarullo on the near sideline.
Correction, that was Mortarullo who knocked it out. Travaglione kicks it back to Gran.
That's Lino DiQualo controlling, and he's fouled by some Westfield players. Travaglione is pumped up for this game as he's made lots of nice passes and nice cuts without the ball. That's Vic Pasucci who fought for the ball there, and Brendan Meyer who gets the ball to Travaglione, trying to get it outside for DiQualo, who's going to look to cross, or he's going to take it across himself. Ball is up. Oh! Excellent play by Scotch Plains. Even though they didn't capitalize and put the ball in the net, they worked the ball well down near Westfield end. And if they can keep that up, they will win this game without a doubt.
Exactly. There's the same type of pressure in which the Blue Devil girls varsity team used against Scotch Plains earlier. Scotch Plains is getting the ball down there, drilling it, keeping Westfield on their toes, not letting Westfield sleep, because one sleeping play by Westfield could definitely mean a score.
Yes, we are so quick. And we're a well-disciplined team. Very rarely do you see penalties called on Scotch Plains. Except I think as the course of this as this game progresses, no matter what the score, it's going to get more and more physical, as these teams just have bad blood between them going way back. And talking to a lot of the Scotch Plains players today, they were bracing themselves for a war, really.
I'm sure Coach Brez is happy to see the Scotch Plains is playing their brand of ball. I'm sure the Westfield coach is telling his players to be a little bit more aggressive, get the ball in the air, play Westfield Blue Devil ball.
That's Alex Garan who was fouled by number 6.
There's definitely
Ken Tracy.
There's definitely just an all-out leg attack today. We've just seen so many trips here in this first period of play.
Yes, and I think that stems as a result of the importance of this game. They'd rather foul and give the defense a chance to set up. Oh, nice save by Paul Emanuel, the Westfield keeper. But there you can see the same play Scotch Plains tries to use on corner kicks, where they set up everybody in the middle and they try to get the ball to either Mortarullo or Johnson, taking opposite runs.
On the sideline, you can see next to Coach Grisco, you can see Mark Lavecchio and
Jamie Murphy
warming up. Maybe they'll see some action today.
This crowd is definitely getting into this game, as the cheers are being led by Mr. Meyer, the most dedicated soccer fan I know. Westfield is called for a violation, and Scotch Plains will have a free kick.
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Meyer seems to have his board out. He seems to be the sideline coaching staff for the Scotch Plains Blue Raider team.
Vic Pasucci will take the kick. It was from about this position they scored their first goal against Westfield the last time, in the same type of situation. Let's see if they can happen again.
Scotch Plains is definitely deadly on any sort of penalty kick.
You can see Rick Johnson lurking behind the Westfield line as he cuts towards the net, and the ball's headed away. Off-balance shot, but it's going to be controlled by Alex Garan, who gets the ball back in the middle.
Garan has just such great ball handling techniques. Garan can just thread the needle all across these sidelines.
Good shot by Vic Pasucci. Tried to half volley it, trying to catch the Westfield goalie off guard, which he did, but it just sailed wide. And coming in now, in replace of Garan and Brian Geisler, a sophomore, are Rick Marcavecchio, a senior, and Jamie Murphy, just a junior. Murphy hasn't seen much time this year, but Coach Brez obviously has a lot of confidence and has been impressed with the way Murphy's practiced, because he's putting him in a very crucial situation.
And the position that Jamie Murphy is filling in for right now is very crucial. Scotch Plains loves to go to the sideline, get the ball downfield along the edge, and then pass it inside to either Pasucci or DeQualo.
And DeQualo has the ball taken away by number 21, Tony Frazzo. Jamie's a tough competitor. He'll rise to any occasion, and I expect him to play very well here in the game. And that's Rick Johnson who took a fall in the box.
Scotch Plains once again takes control.
Murphy gets the ball to Johnson, and what nice passing by Scotch Plains there. Murphy dished the ball back. And oh my goodness, what a play by number 4 for Westfield, Mike Drury. But getting back, Jamie had the ball. He saw Johnson right there, and then Johnson right away, one touch. Boom, he got it right in the middle to Vic Pasucci, was able to get the ball outside to Travaglione and set up that opportunity. And now Scotch Plains has a corner kick, and look for them to get a goal here. You can see Rick Johnson making a cut towards the net, and he gets his head on it. Oh, my! What a defensive play by Westfield. You could see it being set up, Dave. Rick Johnson lurking out about by the 18-yard line, made his cut toward the net, got a good piece of the ball with his head, and it was saved by number 4 for Westfield,
Mike
Drury.
That's just the same type of play which Westfield calls a fluke. I cannot see how they can even label that even close to being a fluke. Johnson is just always there. With that much...
There's a whistle. Oh, called on Scotch Plains. Westfield will have it. What a play by Scotch Plains there. But Mike Drury, got to give credit to him. He was stationed right inside the post, saw the ball coming, and just knocked it away.
Everyone looks forward to Qualo, Pasucci, and Kurt Dambow, but on the Westfield side, you must not forget that you have Greg Schmalz lurking out there. He can score at any moment. He seems to be the type of man who could just break away on a 1-2 situation and still make the goal. Also looking down, you have to look at Anthony Coleman, a stiff defensive man who seems to always be near the ball. Also Tony Frazzo. Can you deny Tony Frazzo? He is just an all-around type of player. He keeps the game going, keeps the players going, keeps Westfield going. And last but not least, Mike Drury, we've already heard his name being repeated on and on tonight. He is just the man in motion, the man who keeps Westfield going.
Kick will be taken by Dan Bow, who kicks it long, trying to get it into the Westfield end. Scotch Plains has dominated this game so far, which is something they want to do. They want to keep the ball in the Westfield end of the field. One touch to Vic Masucci, who puts it out on the wing for DiQualo, who's not able to run it down. But Scotch Plains will have a corner kick and give them another opportunity to score. Westfield cannot keep giving Scotch Plains these corner kicks, or they're going to capitalize on them.
Call it luck, call it skill, but Scotch Plains is just great when it comes to the corner kick. They just have a way of putting that ball in the net.
Yes, they do. Mortarula will take the throw-in. Joey plays a different type of soccer than most of the people out there.
Looks like Dan Bell will take the throw.
Scotch Plains has a good blend. They have a lot of finesse players, and they have a lot of power players. Mainly, Brendan Meyer's a very, very physical soccer player, as is Joey Mortarullo. They like to bump and bang for the ball.
Exactly.
Where some people would rather try to face somebody out, they would be just as happy going through somebody.
Brendan does have the legs to be overpowering, as those calves of his, those generic gifts of his are just overpowering.
Scotch Plains is again on the attack. On the attack, Westfield makes a nice clear. But Danbow keeps the ball in Westfield end of the field, and Vic Masucci switches the ball. No. Gets the ball to his brother Alex, out to Murphy, and the nice defensive play by number 6 for Westfield, Ken Tracy. Westfield, we have yet to see Westfield make a mass substitution, something they made a lot of in the last confrontation.
I guess it's still a little bit early. I guess they just want their players to get warmed up now, get their favorites in there, Schmalz, Coleman, and Fraza warmed up before they start doing the mass substitutions.
Mortarullo switches the field on a long cross. Westfield gets their head on the ball, tries to clear, but Danbow will be there.
The ball's been up a little bit too much now. You can see that that's just the type of way Westfield would like to play. As you can see right there, they just attacked with those long ball attacks. Scotch Plains has got to keep this ball on the ground if they want to win this. The long ball game can very much kill them.
Murphy has the ball knocked away, but Joey Mortarullo gets the ball to Jamie. Nice play by Murphy. What awareness of the field. He just somehow sensed that Alex Masucci was going to be in the spot. And Jamie, with his back to him, just made a spinning pass move to Alex Masucci, who got the ball up to Tavaglione, who had the ball knocked away.
Murphy is definitely not out there with any amateurs. He has a tough fight here. And as this first period comes to a close, Scotch Plains has definitely overpowered Westfield in this first period of play.
They have to be. Westfield has got to be a little weary, saying, what happened to the team that we dominated in the second period of the Scotch Plains team, of the last game? Scotch Plains has come out. They're really in control of this game, and they're looking to capitalize on a couple of their opportunities.
But don't let Westfield fool you. When Scotch Plains broke away with their 2-0 seemed victory, Westfield seemed to respond, come back, and was able to tie the game up, sending into a much heated overtime.
Yes.
And as we look on the sidelines, right now Coach Brett is just trying to keep his team up. He has to definitely be satisfied with how they played. And you can see already the players.
High fives.
Yes, high-fiving each other and just getting psyched. You got to keep the mental attitude up in this game. A mental breakdown right now could very well lose it.
Yes, the last time these two teams played, Westfield came out right after the first period break, and they took control of the game. They really dominated, and Scotch Plains was lucky to get out of there without losing. In fact, I believe it was the second period that Westfield scored their 2 quick goals.
Exactly.
Or no, maybe it was the beginning of the third period,
yes.
Right after half.
But
they did come out after that first break and really dominate.
But don't be fooled. Westfield will no doubt come out with just a full attack and try and regain control of this game and get the tempo rolling towards them. Play the Westfield type of game. I would no doubt expect for Westfield to put the ball in the air a lot more this half and try and keep the ball away from DiQualo and Masucci, who have been just setting the ball up just the way they wanted to in this first period of play.
Yes, as you see the Westfield team coming out on the field a little bit Westfield looks a little bit lethargic as they come out on the field, kind of half walking. By Scotch Plains comes out with a crisp gait as they fully expect to get a couple goals this and really put this game away in this period. As you see, Murphy checks out, who put in a quality 10 minutes in spelling Alex Garan, and Brian Geisler, the sophomore, checks back in, giving Marcavecchio a break. Those two have nothing to be ashamed of, even though they may have been substitutes. They played extremely well.
The girls' varsity team lost to Westfield earlier tonight, and a tough game for them. In a tough 3-0 decision. And I'm sure they would like nothing better than to see their boys' varsity team walk over Westfield.
Walk over Westfield. Oh, Rick Johnson was submarined, and Scotch Plains has a throw-in. Rick Johnson gets the ball to Alex Vasucci, who's looking for something to happen. Has the ball. Finally, a call by the officials gives Scotch Plains a free kick.
Exactly. After 2 trips, it's about time the refs have finally woken up and seen that this, I guess they feel that this is going to be a physical game no matter how they call it. Yeah. I guess they just want the action to keep going.
As long as they're consistent, I guess we can live with it, because Scotch Plains can be just as physical, if not more, than Westfield.
Right now, Brendan Meyer has the ball, a very physical player for Scotch Plains.
Deep throw-in into the middle. Scotch Plains will retain control. And we'll have an indirect kick towards the Westfield net as Westfield is called for a dangerous play. And Alex Vasucci sets up to take the kick. Oh, put the ball in there, hoping somebody could get their head on it. They just couldn't get a good, solid shot at the net.
Rick Johnson races downfield for defense. Graham passes it across to Rick Johnson, but it's taken away by number 4, Mike Drury.
Oh.
Correction, number 2, Tony Ward of Westfield.
Scotch Plains is called for the foul at about midfield, and Westfield just put the ball down and kept playing. It's the first time Westfield has really set up an offense inside Scotch Plains zone, and what a play by Dave Petosa. Ball's going across, he just charged out, punched it away. Good goaltending.
I guess that's just what Coach Brett has hoped from Dave Petosa. His experience, his knowledge, his mental alertness to help Scotch Plains take this away from Westfield.
But Westfield will now have a kick inside Scotch Plains zone. As they set it up.
Scotch Plains is sifting around.
Ball is cleared by Alex Garan, and
Garan is just such a tough defensive player. He's just always on the ball, always making the play.
And the ball goes out. Scotch Plains has a throw-in, and you can see the tide shifting back towards Scotch Plains. Brendan Meyer gets a ball to Alex Vasucci, who tries to one-touch it.
But it's broken up by Anthony Coleman, who switches it inside to number 16 for Westfield.
That's number 10, Greg Schmalz. Has the ball knocked out of bounds. Alex Vasucci knocks the ball out of bounds off of Greg Schmalz's foot, and Brendan Meyer will take the throw-in. And he throws it out of bounds, and he will have a rethrow. It never went inbounds. He was trying to get Lino DiQuala to release down the sidelines and have a breakaway.
Brendan Meyer's winding up, and it's a long throw downfield to Pasucci. But it's broken up by number 24, Steve Locker. Sorry.
Anthony Coleman controls the ball for Westfield.
And
good
it's broken
defensive play
up
by Mortarulo. Joey's a tough defenseman who really loves to play the game of soccer. Made an outstanding play there. Westfield will have a corner kick.
Petosa's getting ready. Scotch Plains is setting up. They shift into motion. And once again, knocked away. Scotch Plains just seem to be all over this ball today. Not letting Westfield set up into their typical brand of offense.
Scotch Plains will now have a corner kick to maybe shift the play to the Westfield end of the field once again.
Westfield seems to be slightly more aggressive in the second half, but it's not the type of dominance that Scotch Plains had in this first period of play.
Scotch Plains has not lost anything, though, in the second period. They're still attacking the ball. They're still trying to make good passes, good short passes. Good defensive play by Scotch Plains there. Westfield will now have another corner kick. But there you can see a good example of team defense. The Westfield player was about to streak by our Scotch Plains person, but Scotch Plains defender just cut off the angle when he tried to cross the ball, and we were there to knock it out of bounds.
You don't want to give Westfield too many corner kicks, though, because Lady Luck may go in their favor, and they may be able to make something happen.
That's
Scotch
true.
Plains has definitely got to keep it out of the zone down there.
Ball goes out of bounds. Scotch Plains has a throw-in. Brendan Meyer will take it. And he tries to get something going downfield with a long throw. Alex Pasucci got his head on that one. Mortarulo switches the field, and Brian Geiser has the ball. Foul on Westfield. Scotch Plains has a kick. Ball is intercepted by Westfield, and they started up the other way.
We're definitely seeing some great soccer here under the lights here on Williams Field in Elizabeth.
Scotch Plains is now controlling the ball, making their good short passes. As the ball goes out of bounds, Scotch Plains has a throw-in. They get the ball in quickly to Brian Geiser, I believe. One touch to Vaglione, looking to cross the field.
Anthony Coleman, once again, with good ball handling control there. But it's broken up by Scotch Plains. No, it isn't, and there goes the shot.
Save by Petosa. What a save by Dave Petosa. A leaping save. Stopped the goal. But Brendan Myers called for a trip just outside the box.
Close the door.
The cross.
Oh, it has to be all the way close, all the way. It has to be closed all the way.
Scotch Plains has the kick.
They
have a little bit of a breakaway here. Garan runs it down. Chavaglione on the outside. Brings it across. Has it taken away. Scotch Plains will have a throw in deep in the Westfield territory. As we set up the throw-in, a long cross.
Scotch Plains has control as Alex Garan knocks it across to Victor Pasucci.
Ball was stolen by Westfield, and Joey Mortarulo knocks it away. Westfield has the ball in the wing. Good defense by Scotch Plains, as they're not giving Westfield anything easy. Kurt Dambow steals the ball away and gets the ball up the other way. Westfield knocks it long. Lino DiQualo in on defense, gets the ball back to Petosa. True team effort by Scotch Plains. There you see Lino DiQualo, a forward, back into the defensive action.
And there's
Alex Garan running it, trying to run the ball down, but he can't quite catch up to it, as Westfield will have a chance to clear.
and a high kick from Westfield. Well, it looks like they'll be running a substitution here. Once again.
The official giving the Westfield player a warning, probably saying, come on, just play some good, clean soccer.
We will no doubt see a very physical game here, as both teams wish to become the undisputed Union County champion here and go on to the state tournament. One team will go on, another team will be turned away.
You can just feel the excitement up here in the booth, even though there are plexiglass walls between us. You can feel the excitement of the Scotch Plains crowd just cheering their team on.
We can see one of the girls' varsity soccer players, Cheryl Butts, in the stand along with Heather Pauley. They no doubt came back to see Scotch Plains take a beating at Westfield.
Scotch Plains beat up Westfield. If I believe what you were trying to say. That's Kurt Dambow setting up the ball. He's going to try and put a deep one into the box so somebody can get a head on it.
Kurt Dambow has very powerful legs. I'm sure it'll be no problem for her to kick it into the zone. But it's taken away by Westfield once more as Anthony Coleman now has possession. He's being chased by Victor Pasucci. And Kurt Dambow breaks it up.
Good play by Dambow. He seems he's always there when you need him.
I guess Frazo's attacks are just no match for the sweeping of Kurt Dambow.
A cross by Westfield. Good defensive play by Mortarullo on the far sideline. Lino DiQualo gets the ball to Joey, who's got some space. Tries to put the ball through to Lino, but it's knocked out of bounds by a Westfield player.
DiQualo just has such great ball handling techniques.
That's Brendan Meyer hounding Greg Schmalz, knocking the ball away. And Rick Johnson. And he was pushed from behind, and there is a call. Free kick for Scotch Plains. And it's intercepted by Anthony Coleman. But good play by Dave Petosa. They get the ball back to Petosa, who's going to take the kick. Vic Pasucci runs the ball down, puts the ball out on the wing, but nobody's there to run it down. As Paul Emanuel, the Westfield keeper, boots the ball away.
There must just be unbelievable pressure on both of these keepers here in today's game, as both know that one goal can very well decide this.
Brendan Meyer, we've got a little bit of a run setting up. The Pasucci brothers setting up down the sidelines. Vic will not be able to chase that ball down, but Alex Pasucci controls it. Gets a ball. Vic Pasucci looks to take it across the middle. Puts a cross in on net, and nobody's there to put it in.
And it's a long ball upfield. Mortarullo gets his head on it.
Substitutions for Scotch Plains. As Garan comes off the field, and I think Rick Marcavecchio checks in. Coach Brez having a couple words with Alex.
And there's a breakaway. Anthony Coleman, there's a 3-on-1 situation. Scotch Plains will be wise and knock the ball out, but they trust the ball handling finesse of Dave Petosa once more.
Dave Petosa right there. Shot on goal, stopped by Petosa. Brendan Meyer stopped there for a second, looking to get an offsides call, but there just was none to be found. And after that, he just took off on a chase and put enough pressure on Coleman for him to shoot the ball right at Petosa.
Scotch Plains quickly gets the ball into play across to Brendan Meyer.
Who knocks it out of bounds, and Westfield will have a throw-in.
He was looking for Mark Lavecchia. Correction, Geisler.
Who's taken down by Anthony Coleman. Westfield will have a kick. Looks like it'll be taken by number 4, Mike Drury. You can see some signs of the frustration of these teams having not yet scored as the penalties are becoming a little more frequent here. That's Vic Pasucci who settles the ball, gets it to number 15, Rick Marcavecchio.
Taken away by Westfield, though.
Vic Pasucci, I think, is going to be called for a trip. Guess that's what the call. Scotch Plains defense drops back.
Scotch Plains definitely helps out their keepers, always making sure to have enough defensive men down there, so it's just not a 3-on-1 situation or a man-on-man situation. There's always one other person down there to help Potosa.
I don't believe Westfield is sticking with their game plan because they have not yet made one of their, well, as soon as I open my mouth, they come with their first mass substitution of the game, something they're infamous for.
They just always try to keep fresh legs in there, but that did not seem to help them in the last game, as Scotch Plains was still able to beat them 3-2. Scotch Plains is more than able to last the entire game.
Kurt Dambow took the goal kick.
Endurance will definitely probably not play a factor. Scotch Plains has been known.
Johnson clears it. Travaglione with a nice piece of footwork on the sidelines. Sets up Marcavecchio on a run, who goes right over the back of a Westfield defensive player, and he's called for a penalty. Westfield will have a kick.
Going back to what I was saying, Scotch Plains is no stranger to overtime, and I'm sure they have the endurance to go these 4 periods of play.
Yes, because soccer is a game of constant motion. If you're not in shape, you're going to get beat. Marcavecchio gets his head on it.
And Scotch Plains will have control as Brendan Meyer will bring the ball back in play.
And it's Alex Pasucci who has the ball taken away. Good play by Rick Johnson right there to knock the ball right to
Kurt Dambow.
Westfield controls the ball in their own defensive end. And they will have a throw-in. Westfield will. He throws it deep. Good defensive play by Dambow there as he just took the ball right away. Scotch Plains has a throw-in.
Looks like Garand will be coming in a little while as Coach Brez has finished talking to him. No doubt he was telling him a couple of offensive strategies to bring into the game.
That's Lino or Travaglione who is on a little bit of a run there before he had the ball knocked away.
But Brendan Meyer once again takes control for Scotch Plains.
And Vic Pasucci tries to turn the ball up the sidelines. And Rick Marcavecchio controls. Gets the ball to Travaglione.
Gets it taken away by number 16, Chris Dembeck.
Vic Pasucci is constantly fighting for the ball. Or no, that's his brother. That's his brother Alex who was fighting for the ball there, and he got tripped. And Scotch Plains will have a free kick as they set up again in the box for somebody to get a head on the ball. But they go wide for Brendan Meyer, who gets the ball outside to Marcavecchio, who will look to cross it. There it is. Oh! Lino DiQualo got his foot on it, but it was right to the goalie, Paul Emanuel. Good setup there by Scotch Plains, so they're looking very impressive so far this half.
What Paul Emanuel must be given credit as he's just been playing a good defensive game against the relentless pressure of the Scotch Plains attack.
Crowd is screaming for a yellow card there, but I believe that was just a good, tough play. And we are at halftime here. Or no, we're not. I saw the official wave his arms. He's giving a warning to the Westfield player, saying, come on, just play some soccer. Crowd here definitely wanted to see Westfield with a card.
That was number 3, Pat Quill for Westfield, getting a talk to by the ref.
Joey Murillo sets up to take the kick. He boots it long. We're at number 17 for Westfield. Mark Halpin gets his head on it.
And the kick gets knocked long out of bounds. Scotch Plains sets up for the throw-in.
That's Alex Pasucci controlling. I think Danbow will just give it back to Petosa. He does. He gets it right back out to Danbow, who looks up the sideline. No, up the middle.
And
Great passing by Scotch Plains. One touch Danbow, one touch to Pasucci, who one touched it to Brendan Meyer, who put it one touch right back to the space where Kurt Danbow was streaking up the field. And that's Mortarulo getting the ball to Alex Pasucci, who tried to chip it to Lino in the space.
Westfield seems to have brung a lot of men downfield now to keep Scotch Plains out of the net. As you look downfield, there are no forwards, even in the midfield. Westfield has all their able men down there to keep Scotch Plains from scoring.
Brendan Meyer gets it to Vic Pasucci, who settles. Marcavecchio has the ball knocked away in the box. Scotch Plains will have another throw-in. Alex Pasucci gets the ball to brother Vic. I'm not sure of the call, but it's against Scotch Plains. So Westfield will have a free kick, or no throw-in.
Passes inside to Anthony Coleman. Brendan Meyer breaks it up, though.
Alex Pasucci has
Lino
Lino all alone. Nice move. Oh! Is it? Go! Put it in! Oh! Ball is cleared by the goalkeeper, Paul Emmanuel. Scotch Plains had 4 chances right in front of the net. Couldn't put one in. But they have just had the opportunities, and sooner or later they're going to capitalize.
The man upstairs must have definitely been helping Westfield out on that one.
My heart almost stopped, Dave. Long kick by Westfield.
It's taken by Westfield as they dribble up the field. Broken up by Brendan Meyer, though. Westfield is once again attacking.
Save by Petosa. Save by Petosa.
Petosa,
what a save. Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. What skill he showed there.
That is just definitely a great show of why Coach Brez put Dave Petosa in this game today.
What desire he showed on that play. He made the initial save. Westfield has the ball out. They take a shot, and he just lunged. He picked himself off the ground and lunged at the ball and knocked it away at the last second.
Even though Patrick Ansipink is an able keeper, Coach Brez, no doubt, went with the experienced man, Dave Petosa. And by seeing a play like that, you can not at all doubt Coach Brez's wisdom.
Excitement here in this game. Even with the score 0-0, it has been constant action. And that's the half with the score 0-0. Wrapping up this first half, it has been filled with excitement. When Scotch Plains has to be happy with the way it played in that first period. It just came right out of the box, firing, really going for the net.
I'm sure Coach Brez is looking to congratulate Petosa, who had 3 brilliant saves in this first half of play.
Seeing Vic Pasucci come off the field really brings a thought to mind. He's played excellent this first half, as have the whole Scotch Plains team. We've been calling Vic Pasucci's name a lot, and you can see Scotch Plains getting psyched on the sidelines. They have to be pleased with the fact that they almost scored a couple times, and then Petosa, with that save right at the end, has to just lift their spirits so much. They've got to be flying.
Westfield, on the other hand, has not really been playing their brand of offense. They've been keeping the ball pretty low tempo, not really aggressive. Scotch Plains, on the other hand, has been going full attack against the Westfield keeper, Paul Emmanuel. If Westfield does not turn the ball around, get the tempo going their way, Scotch Plains is sooner or later going to score and turn this game around and walk away with the victory. We can probably look for a lot more aggressiveness from the Westfield bench in this second half of play.
And we'll be right back here at halftime.
Where can you tune to get the scoop on local school news? Where can you find information that will affect your child's education? Where can you get local game scores and sports interviews? SPFE-TV Channel 34 News, that's where. 34 News can be seen every Monday at 11 a.m., 4 and 7:30 p.m. So join Gene and Marcy and the entire 34 News team every Monday only.
And we're back here at Williamsfield, Elizabeth with a 0-0 game for the Union County Championship between the Westfield Blue Devils and the Scotch Plains Raiders. Dave, Scotch Plains played an outstanding first half. They really have to be pleased that they played their game. And closing out the half, what an outstanding save that was by Potosa.
Just outstanding. That is just why Brez brought Potosa into this game. Usually, I've seen in the last confrontation, I think it was Pat Ansipink who played. But I guess now with so much lying on this, and since Potosa is a senior, I guess he felt that for sentimental reason as well as just all out playing skill and ability, Potosa was a better man.
Westfield will have a throw-in on the far sideline. He'll be taken by number 24. Steve Locker. This is the same type of play that Westfield scored on the last time they played Scotch Plains. A long throw-in. And here it is again. Nice defensive play by Scotch Plains, and Alex Pasucci controls. Has it taken away by Steve Locker, who gets it out on the wing to Anthony Coleman.
Scotch Plains will now have possession. Long throw-in. Westfield breaks it up. As predicted, Westfield is attacking a lot more in this second period. They want to see something happen.
Good defensive play by Scotch Plains here all around by Rick Johnson and Joe Mortarullo. And Kurt Dambo had a piece of that.
Coleman has the ball now. He brings it across. But knocked away by Scotch Plains once again. I think that was Victor Pasucci who got his body on that.
Brendan Meyer now controls for Scotch Plains. He'll look to get something started. He gets the ball to DiQualo, who cuts it up towards the middle. Has it knocked away, and Rick Johnson puts a long ball for Travaglione, but Westfield got ahead on it. There's a call against Westfield. Scotch Plains will have a free kick and look to capitalize.
And another penalty is called.
Offsides on Scotch Plains. Westfield will have an indirect kick. It's been a tight battle. Both teams playing fierce defense, not wanting to give up a goal. Towards the end of that half, we saw both goalies make outstanding saves.
And the kick is across.
Controls the ball. And Vic Pasucci gets the ball out to Alex Garan, who's got some room on the sideline.
But no one's in the center, so he'll slow the ball down and wait for Scotch Plains to catch up. In the meantime, it's taken away by number
24, Steve Locker, who kicks the ball out of bounds. Scotch Plains will have a throw-in. He'll be taken by Mortarullo. Long cross. Well, it'll be run down by number 9, Brian Geisler. It's out of bounds. Scotch Plains will have a throw.
Scotch Plains sets up. Brendan Meyer shoots to the inside. As does Joe Mortarullo, but it's taken away by Westfield.
Has a little bit of a break here. There's a man offside, though. Good defense by Scotch Plains. Or no, they were called for a foul there.
Scotch Plains puts their big men in the middle. Westfield sets up for the kick. So it's a nice kick to the inside, but Scotch Plains just all over it.
Shot
And
saved by
Petosa!
Petosa. Boy, he has really shown tonight, Dave.
Petosa has just not taken his eye off that ball in this entire 3 periods of play. He was definitely ready for this game.
Throw in by Garan. He gets the ball to Lino, who's going to try to work something. Nothing happens, and ball is taken by number 21 for Westfield.
I asked Petosa what was the key to this victory today, and all he did was just show me those hands, those incredible hands that just snagged those balls. He said, with these hands, nothing can go through.
Joey Mortarullo sets the ball up, and Rick Johnson takes a kick. Alex Grant has some room to work. Anthony Coleman controls for Westfield.
Petosa told me that he was going for
Oh, my, what a defensive play by Kurt Dambow. Oh, he's called for a trip. It looked like a clean defensive play from up here. But Westfield will have a kick deep in Scotch Plains territory. Petosa will once again be tested.
Going back to before the Westfield game, Petosa told me the key to his strategy is intimidation and perfection, and he has no doubt shown this tonight.
And a botched attempt by Westfield. That was just awful. It looked like they were trying to set up a pass play, and somebody got their signals crossed.
Kind of looked as if they were trying to set up one of those Pasucci to DeQualo moves, but it just backfired.
Just put it right through the box.
They would have been wiser to probably go for a shot inside towards goal.
Yes. Ball still in the air. It's finally settled by Anthony Coleman. Knocked away by Travaglione. Dambow gets under the ball and gets it to Brendan Meyer, who knocked it out of bounds off the Westfield defender. Scotch Plains has a throw-in. He's looking deep for Travaglione, who won't be able to run that ball down. And Westfield gets a ball to their keeper, Paul Emmanuel.
Manuel sets up, kicks a high boomer, hoping to get Westfield under it, but it's knocked away.
Nice one-touch there by Vic Pasucci. And there's a call against Scotch Plains. No, against Westfield. Scotch Plains, I wouldn't be surprised to see a shot on goal by one of the Pasucci brothers here.
Scotch Plains is circling it up, making sure to make the most out of this opportunity here.
Yellow card is given to Greg Schmalz for Westfield. He must have been saying something on the field because he just got a yellow card, and Westfield will play a man short until they are able to make a substitution. Or they will play without Greg Schmalz until he's able to come back in the game because he must go sit out. I believe
and just
that
like
is,
DeQualo is to Scotch Plains, Schmalz is to Westfield.
I believe that is a rule, but he does not appear to be going out. I think
I'm saying Exactly. No doubt the Westfield coach is right now trying to calm down Schmalz because he can know.
Durant has a running shot, puts it across. Mortarullo gets his leg on it.
Going back to the comment, I'm
Number
sure.
21 for Westfield. And Dambow, what a play by Kurt Dambow. Just sacrificing his body to get the ball outside.
Going back to the comment, I'm sure Westfield would not like Schmalz to come out of the game. He is the key player on offense. Leading scorer, leading defensive men, leading assist.
See Joey Mortarullo there skying to get his head on the ball.
Westfield tries to get a give-and-go situation, but DeQualo is just all over it.
Alex Grant has a chance to survey the field. Tries to put it through. Nobody was there. Alex Pasucci was running more towards the corner than to the post.
Mortarullo now has control. He passes it into Grant. And Grant tries to get away with the ball as it eased over the sideline. Westfield now has the ball.
Ball will be taken by number 9, Brad Shapiro. So he looks for somebody open. Scotch Plains just has everybody covered. He goes in the middle.
Scotch Plains usually likes to give one player a cushion, hoping to get a pass.
Uh-oh. Across. Offside called on Westfield. Good call, Mr. Official. Good call. Scotch Plains will have a free kick. Tough break for Westfield, though. They finally had a breakaway, 2-on-0 against Potosa, and they just were offsides.
It would have definitely been exciting to see what Potosa would have done on that situation. Look for a while there as if he was going to try and charge the Westfield player and keep it from shooting.
Motorola will take the kick. No, he won't. Rick Johnson will take the kick.
It's plays like that which slowly aids.
Nice head by DiQualo. Alex Masucci gets the ball back to Lino, who's taken down hard. And there is a call. The rest definitely want to keep control of this game. They do not want a fight erupting, which is very possible when two arch rivals and enemies meet. This has all the makings of a great rivalry. Winning traditions, big game, cross-town rivals.
As this game starts to get closer and closer to the end, we can see that Scotch Plains knows that one goal could very well decide this game. And if you really want to see some tempers erupt, the first team to score will definitely have quite a fight on their hands, as the other team will probably just start clawing away, trying anything they can to get the ball in the net.
Yep. Westfield will have a free kick. Rick Johnson gets the ball to Pasucci. Out to Alex Grant, who, nice pass by Alex.
But broken up by Westfield once again. Westfield player falls. He could have had a nice breakaway, but Scotch Plains is down there defensively.
Excellent passing by Scotch Plains there. One touch. Pasucci to Grant to Pasucci. Trying to get Travaglione, but he had it broken up.
Looks like it'll be a deadly corner kick for Scotch Plains.
Let's hope they can capitalize here. There it is in the air. Scotch Plains can't get a good head on it. Offside called on Scotch Plains. Westfield will have a free kick. A kick.
Nice pass on Westfield. They have a player down there running after it, but Kurt Danbow is just all over.
Alex Grant
slips. He slips on the field, which is probably slightly damped after the light showers we had earlier today. Danbow once again has
good hard play by Scotch Plains. Oh, that was pretty blatant. Number 6, excuse me. Ken Tracy for Westfield, just tackling Alex Pasucci.
As we saw the play down there, the Westfield player seemed a little bit dramatic, no doubt of taking a little acting classes on the side there, as he must have laid down on the field for a
nice pass by Lino. One touch by Travaglione. Lino puts a shot. Oh, just goes over.
Back to what I was saying, he must have been on the field for a good 30 seconds, no doubt looking for the call.
But he never got it.
Seems like Westfield's definitely going for the calls now. Seems like any little touch by Westfield, and they just automatically throw their bodies to the ground here.
Kick will be taken by number 4, Mike Drury.
He sets up close to the net. Goes for the long, booming Westfield-style kick, but broken up by Scotch Plains.
Victor Pasucci once again.
Many say Pasucci is the key to the Scotch Plains offense, as he pretty much is the man who puts the plays in motion.
Nice pass by Pasucci. Oh, broken up nicely by Westfield, but Travaglione will settle. Kicked out of bounds by number 6. Ken Tracy, Scotch Plains. Brian Geisler is in there fighting for the ball.
Scotch Plains cuts it off. Kurt Danbow knocks it back into the Westfield end.
zone. DeQualo couldn't run it down.
Right there. It's just another attempt. Westfield just seems to be throwing their bodies on the ground, looking for any little cheap penalty in order to get the ball back in control.
They got the call there, though, and they try to make something happen, but Mortarulo's there to knock the ball away.
Scotch
Call
Plains.
for a handball.
Scotch Plains is not a dirty team. They like a clean game. They just want good, clean soccer game today. It would be a bad sight to see something tarnish this game. The game end in any type of
violence or anything like that. Westfield has a break. Good hard tackling by Scotch Plains.
I just hope this game ends decisively so that one team will just walk away knowing that they were just better. Hopefully it will not come down to penalties or free throws or anything like that.
Yep, Jamie Murphy has checked in for Scotch Plains. Coach Brad's having, or Murphy, that's Murphy looking to check in for Scotch Plains as the ball is cleared. Lino DiQualo's got a break. He gets the ball to Pasucci. No, Travaglione. Nice pass by Travaglione. Hit us.
Gets it inside. There must have been about 5 Westfield defenders down there, but Scotch Plains is just threading the needle as they have done all season.
Great awareness by Travaglione. He just saw Lino DiQualo streaking down the left wing, the right wing, excuse me, and just put the ball right there for him to run under.
Another long kick by Westfield, but it looks like it'll be broken up by Scotch Plains once again. Brendan Meyer hasn't been the dominant force that he has been in other games, but I'm sure we'll hear a lot of him later on as this game progresses.
As Westfield makes another one of their famous mass substitutions.
And as they put this ball back in play once again, Westfield will have control. Signals are given. Westfield circling around. And once again, Scotch Plains takes control. Scotch Plains definitely has the height advantage with 3 players, Mortarulo, Travaglione.
Brian Geisler doing a good job of keeping the ball away there.
With Mortarulo, Travaglione, and Johnson all being quite tall players.
Good play by Danbow. Once again, we call his name.
Pasucci knocks it upfield. Gets it taken by a Westfield player who throws the ball away.
Sub as Jamie Murphy does check in for Scotch Plains. He takes the place of Brian Geisler. Murphy plays hard, plays a good, smart game. He won't hurt the team when he's in there. DiQualo puts the ball, but nobody's there. Johnson chases it. Nice play by Mortarulo to get ahead on that ball. And Alex Pasucci has the ball taken from behind by Greg Schmalz.
Some players to look for later in the game. Mike Donadio has not played yet. We haven't seen Rick Emery. And we haven't seen Edward Welsh. Maybe we'll see them being rotated into the lineup later on.
Oh, we have a little contact here as Joey Mortarulo points a finger at Greg Schmalz. Vitosa with the clear. DiQualo on a break. Slows it down. Looks to cut across the middle. And he's hacked from behind. And there is a call. And DiQualo is down, but he's going to get up. He'll keep playing.
Look at Coach Brez. He seems to be also on the field there making a couple of calls. As the minute that happened, he seems to be mocking or being a carbon copy of the official. You can see he's out there pointing, no doubt looking for a yellow card on that play. Westfield once again has control. No doubt a long kick, and yes, it is. But once again, broken up by Scotch Plains. If Westfield wants to win this game, they're just going to have to break out of the style. The long style is just not working today. Scotch Plains just seems to be outmaneuvering and outthinking all their long kicks.
Even though Scotch Plains has not really dominated the way they would like to and played their game the whole time, but they have not let Westfield play their game either.
The Blue Devils have got to be getting frustrated here.
And you have to attribute a lot of that to the play of Kurt Dambow, who's just stifled any attempt by Westfield to go for a long ball.
You may not hear his name a lot or see him scoring goals, but Kurt Dambow just has to be a dominant force down there in his sweeping position.
Joey Mortarullo with it controls. Good play by Mortarullo. Gets the ball in the middle. Anthony Coleman.
Brendan Meyer goes for the block. Nice passing by Westfield. But once again, they throw it away.
And it's Kurt Dambow who'll take the kick.
Looks like Rick Johnson will now take the kick. It's a long booming kick to the middle. Pasucci's under it, but he just can't get to it as Westfield.
And Westfield player can't run it down as Mortarullo will take a throw in. Scotch Plains has got to settle the ball down. Work for a good shot on goal.
Nice play by Victor.
Murphy with the ball. He's got Travaglione on the sideline. Has it knocked away from behind.
Johnson gets a set on the ball, but it gets knocked out of bounds.
As there's a whistle, and that signifies the end of the third quarter here in Elizabeth, the Union County Championship.
In this third period of play, it seems like there was a little bit more, I guess, equilibrium between the two teams. Both of them seem to be playing a 50-50 brand of offense and defense here.
Yes, while Scotch Plains did not play their type of offense or their type of game, they did towards the end. They did start to establish an attack. Neither did Westfield. Westfield did not get into sync. They did not get into groove with one another, and they are not getting any real good shots on Dave Petosa, who's played an outstanding game. If we had to pick an MVP right now, I'd be hard-pressed to pick between Kurt Dambow or Dave Petosa.
The tension, though, has got to be getting greater, though, as both teams know that just with one goal, this game could very well be decided.
Yep.
And as we look down on the field, Grisco and Brez are now talking to their players, trying to keep them alert, keep them in this ball game. I'm sure they have nothing to say to Petosa, though. Just, I guess the only words for him is just keep doing
going.
Exactly, keep doing what you're doing. We've seen a lot from Jamie Murphy today.
Yes, we didn't get a good look at him during the regular season, but he's really played well tonight. When he's been in there, he's made a couple of nice passes. Hasn't hurt them any. He's been an able substitute for when Alex Grant needed a breather.
We haven't seen Nick Novello, though, tonight. He was a key factor in the last matchup between Scotch Plains and Westfield.
Yes, going into this last period, as we go towards the end and maybe look towards overtime, I think you'll see maybe Mike Novello, Nick Novello, a fresh set pair of legs in there for Scotch Plains, who can maybe may have a little bit more bounce left in him, maybe run a half step faster to get to the ball, but that's looking ahead.
And exactly, a half step, a half touch, just any little edge is just enough to put that ball in the net and win this game.
That's right.
The fans seem to be getting a little restless now,
as the teams start to head back towards the field.
but they're still lively and spirited. It's not that cold this evening. A pretty good night for soccer here in Williams Field in Elizabeth. And now we'll be going into our fourth period of play. A score, and this will be our final period of play.
Let's hope. By Scotch Plains. Let's hope Scotch Plains go out there and just runs all over this Westfield team.
Westfield is yet to break.
Westfield had that one real good threat on Petosa where he made that fantastic save. Other than that, there have not been any real challenges put forth by the Westfield team.
No doubt if there was an MVP for this game, Dave Matosa would definitely be eligible to be in the running.
Yeah, he would be in the running. Petosa and Kurt Danbow. What a game he's played. What a game they have all played.
Exactly.
As Geisler and Garan are now back in for Scotch Plains, and Murphy checks out.
One of the keys to this game, which Scotch Plains does so well, is that they don't depend on their offense or their defense. Both of them are solid. When DeQualo just can't seem to be getting the balls in the net, Kurt Danbow makes sure the other team can't score, so they still stay in the game. They are a team that doesn't totally rely on momentum. They're just always in the game.
That's true.
As we can see this season, Scotch Plains has outscored their opponents 73-10 this season. And if that is just not domination, what is?
Westfield looks to set something up with Greg Schmaltz down the wing, but Brendan Meyer chases him out, and Greg Schmaltz carries the ball out of bounds. Scotch Plains played a really tough schedule this year, opening up with Hamilton East, who was ranked in the Star Ledger Top 20. Vailsburg was ranked in the Star Ledger Top 20.
Wall Township, which is always just tough competition.
A perennial soccer power was ranked in the top 20. Westfield was ranked in the top 20. Kearney was ranked in the top 20. Elizabeth gave them a good fight, tied this Westfield team.
Elizabeth has been surprising this season. Even though they have not been ranked very highly in any of the polls, Westfield always makes a go at it. Elizabeth always makes a go at it. They always take teams to the limit.
While the record may not show how good they are, they play in such a tough county, in such a tough conference that, you know, they really don't stand much of a chance unless they are one of the best teams in the state.
Exactly. As many have said, if Union County was dispersed and spread out among the other counties, they'd probably be leaders all throughout the state.
That's right, and Scotch Plains has an outstanding chance here for a goal. But I'm wondering if they're going to go for their little chip play where they try to chip it over the wall, or if they're going to touch it and one of the Pasucci brothers is going to blast it at the net. Looks like a blast, knocked away. Mortarulo got his head on it. Or no, that was Rick Johnson. And Brendan Meyer's going to run it down and keep the ball in this Westfield end of the field. And that's... Oh! That was Rick Johnson going hard for the ball. With no correction, Chris Travaglione went hard for the ball and submarined the goaltender. Good hard play, though. We can't give him a card for that. They both have a right to the ball. And the goalie's hurt for Westfield. Well, you never like to see somebody get hurt. It was a good hard play.
Also, reflecting back on the Scotch Plains season, Scotch Plains has shut out their opponent 10 times this season, which just accredits their defense even more.
They've had 4 tight games, winning 4 games, 1-0. They beat Westfield 3-2. A lot of close games for Scotch Plains. They never had an easy match.
And in their latest game, they came off a blowout of Berkeley Heights, 6-1. Their only loss of the season was against Kearney, who is now ranked #1 in the Star Ledger poll, but is only ranked #3 in the Courier News poll. No doubt they think that Scotch Plains is just the better team and should be #1.
As we go back to the action on the field, Scotch Plains will have a throw in deep in Westfield territory. Ball's thrown in and controlled by Vic Pasucci. Lino can't quite get a foot on it as the ball's knocked around in the box, and finally controlled by Anthony Coleman, who has it deflected by Brendan Meyer. And, oh! Breakaway. Potosa with a save!
Potosa!
Oh, my,
Once
what a
again.
save! Stops the breakaway cold.
Potosa, the man in motion, who just broke that away right there. That could have definitely well been the game right there.
But it looked as if the refs called an offside on Westfield, but no matter what, that was a great save by Potosa.
Plays like that have just got to turn Coach Brez's hair gray.
DiQualo tries to control, and again Anthony Coleman takes it away. Anthony Coleman's a big game player for Westfield.
As stated, he is potentially one of the best players on the Westfield team, as he just seems to always be there.
Oh, what a pass by Alex Pasucci to Brian Geisler. Just backheeled it through the hole and found Geisler.
Scotch Plains seems to be holding the ball a little bit too long now, as Westfield is getting more time to react and team up on the Scotch Plains players.
Vic Pasucci's played an excellent game today. He's been involved. Lino DiQualo. Nice pass by Geisler through the...
Oh!
DiQualo regains control.
Brendan Meyer gets called. As Scotch Plains. As Scotch Plains will take...
Westfield
will not take control. Westfield will take control. Westfield is taking it up the line, but it's broken up by Scotch Plains.
Foul was called. Westfield will have the kick. Westfield sets up in some type of a play, but Scotch Plains just has everybody back on defense. Long kick.
Potosa!
Once again,
oh my
knocking
God.
the ball away. What a game he has had.
Potosa. What is that? That is his 5th save today?
5th outstanding save. He has not had an easy save yet.
Potosa has just been all over that ball. If the analogy can be used, it can definitely be used now. He has been on that ball like a hawk.
He has just hawked that ball all over the field.
The crowd will no doubt put Potosa on their shoulders today and carry him off the field, as he's just had an outstanding game. But it is not over yet.
Because the Westfield defense has played just as well as Scotch Plains, and not giving Scotch Plains any real good chances at a goal.
Scotch Plains has got to get more shots on goal, though. Even though they have not gone totally conservative, I feel that maybe if they just got to
play by Danbow there, knocking the ball away.
Maybe if they just got a couple more shots on goal, they can make something happen here and come out with the win in this game. Scotch Plains definitely has the potential.
Brendan Meyer.
Nice
play to Rick
placements right there.
Marcavecchio.
As we saw 3 nice headers right up the field. Paul Manuel kicks the ball long and high. And no one's there to knock it down. It's the breakaway again, but there's Dave
Called
Potosa.
offsides again on Westfield. A Scotch Plains will have a kick and have another chance to get the momentum turned the other way.
Maybe Westfield is getting a wee bit too aggressive here and forgetting the basics of this game. Kick up the middle. Westfield knocks it down.
Pasucci tries to control. Gets the ball out wide.
And it's a long kick upfield. Nice kick down the line.
Westfield's
breaking
break.
away.
Looking
Scotch Plains all over it, though. Oh!
Good play by Scotch Plains. What a defensive maneuver.
Scotch Plains gets control of that ball. Westfield fans are
Westfield
definitely...
player having a few words with the referee and maybe one of the Scotch Plains men. This game is going to get more and more physical as frustrations build.
Westfield fans are on their feet. They are definitely feeling as if they were given the raw end of the deal on that last play there. Scotch Plains, though, has control.
Waiting to take the kick.
Grant is setting up in the center of the field.
As is Lino Di Qualo. Looks like we have something here. Dangerous play by Westfield.
The ref is pointing. Looks like it's going to be another warning against Westfield.
Yellow card on number 4. A key player for Westfield, Mike Drury, who's played an excellent game so far, was getting a card.
Westfield must be getting frustrated. Scotch Plains seems to just be able to turn the engine on and turn the engine off whenever they feel like it. Westfield is setting up the wall. Remember the last game, Steve, when Scotch Plains set the ball out wide.
Do you see Marcavecchio's set up out here wide?
Yes, he's lingering out there, but so is Anthony Coleman.
Yes, as Westfield picks him up, it looks like Scotch Plains was going to maybe try one of those chip plays, but don't know what they're going to do now. They may blast it, and they may go for a chip. We're going to have to see.
Paul Emanuel is getting set. He's in the center of the box.
Oh, a pass just knocked away by Westfield.
But it's a header back into the zone. Cleared by Westfield. Westfield's now attacking. It's going to be a 2-on-3 situation.
Oh, good foul. Good foul out there. Westfield had an obvious man advantage on Scotch Plains defense. Smart foul by Rick Johnson, I believe. But he receives a card for it. I think he'll take a card there. That was a smart foul by Rick Johnson. Just took away a breakaway.
Coach Perez obviously realized that. He's not pulling Johnson out to talk to him.
Not a bad foul by Johnson.
Westfield will now set up and try and make something happen.
As the chant of Raiders rises up through the crowd. As this crowd grows more and more hostile. Westfield has a kick.
I see no Westfield players, though, in the zone. They all seem to be lingering outside, hoping maybe they're planning on just passing it around Scotch Plains.
At about the 30 feet.
But no, it's the long kick. Patosa's in there, though.
Always getting there before the Westfield player. Always a step ahead. With a long kick.
Patosa just has such keen judgment. He knows when to go, when to sacrifice himself.
Brendan Meyer quickly throws the ball in. And
Westfield gets control. They throw it up long.
You see Dambow.
Scott Gilligan could just not gain control as Brendan Meyer throws it in long back to Scotch Plains. And there's Pasucci.
Alex this time.
Anthony Coleman now has control of it. And he knocks it out off of a Scotch Plains player. Uh-oh, there's the breakaway. Brendan Meyer's chasing.
No, no. A trip is called on Brendan
Myers throws that piece of grass into the face of this Westfield player who's just crawling off the dirt.
That was a kind of a borderline call made by the referee. He's let some of those go, and he's called some of those and let some go. But Patosa will once again be tested.
Scotch Plains is setting up the intimidation now, as they have the two men shaking and two men along the post.
Brad Shapiro heads
and
the ball.
It goes over.
As Scotch Plains can breathe a sigh of relief, as they will once again take control of the ball.
Kurt Dambow sets up. It's a long, booming kick. But Westfield just goes and attacks that ball. Scotch Plains.
It's called for the foul. This game is getting a little rougher and rougher as every second passes.
The players are just using their bodies more. Just going for broke now.
Long shot over the net.
Patosa's got to be getting edgy and tense here.
Yeah.
As he knows that one goal can very well decide this game, especially in these closing minutes of the fourth period.
But he's risen to the occasion time and time again, and he's shown no sign of letting up.
But I guess this is the type of experience that Coach Brez is looking for. Someone who has played in this type of situation, has faced this pressure before.
Brendan Meyer heads the ball out to Geisler, who's
Over
got
the net.
Travaglione on the wing. Travaglione can fly, but ball's taken away by Mike Drury, number 4 for Westfield. Scotch Plains has a throw in. Quickly taken by Meyer to Pasucci in the middle.
Oh.
Scotch Plains will have a kick.
Coach Brez is just walking the length of this field now, trying to get his players to put the ball in the net.
It will be taken by Victor Pasucci.
Victor
who puts it up. No one can get the hit. Wait! Garan, no, couldn't get a good shot on the net.
Pasucci has just such great placement.
Yes, he does a fine job on all the Scotch Plains free kicks.
The Pasucci-Johnson combination has just been working all season long. Hopefully we'll see that combination link up once more and close this game out here at Williams Field in Westfield. In Elizabeth, correction.
Mortarulo knocks the ball away. Westfield looks again to break one away. Ref calls advantage, and a foul called on Scotch Plains. Number 5, Alex Garan.
Yellow card.
He shouldn't have said anything to the referee after that, but I guess he was just fuming because he fouled him deep in our zone. Gives Westfield an excellent opportunity to put a shot on the net.
Grant is not a dirty or physical player. He goes out there and he plays finesse ball. I guess he was just too much of an intimidation for the Westfield player. Scotch Plains is setting up once again. Dave, the hands Patos is in the middle.
No, just goes wide.
As you can see on the sidelines, Scotch Plains is starting to warm up a few of their key players. As we see Mike Donadio.
Mike Novello, I believe that is. Or, no, it is Mike Donadio warming up. Like I said, as we close out and look towards overtime, Coach Brez may want to get a couple of fresh legs in there.
And there it goes. He's talking to Donadio right now.
Saying, just go in there.
And make something happen.
Yep.
And here comes the substitution.
Donadio goes in. And I believe Travaglione is coming off the field. Travaglione has played an excellent game so far. He's really impressed me with the way he can play the game. This is the first time I've had a really good look at how he plays. He can pass the ball, he can run. We didn't get a good chance, we didn't get a good look to see if he could shoot, but he has been known as a goal scorer.
Exactly, but they're probably putting in Donadio, who has just a little bit more quickness than Travaglione, hoping that Donadio can get to the ball and strike quick.
Yeah, and that quickness will come from being fresh. Long throw in, still bouncing around. Garan can't get a shot off.
And Westfield's attacking. Oh, and a nice trip by Scotch Plains.
That was a clean slide tackle by Rick Johnson, Rick Johnson. Or, no, it was Joe Mortarulo. They look exactly alike from up here.
Anthony Coleman once again, but it's breaking up by Brendan Meyer. Oh, and a
push there. And there was a call, I think. Or...
No, it is not, as Westfield will take control.
Throw-in by Westfield.
Number 16 will take it for Westfield. Chris Denbick. Johnson puts his head on the ball. Crosses, but broken up by Scotch Plains once again. Westfield player knocks the ball wildly. Gets it to number 4.
Nice pass by Alex Pasucci.
Broken up by Brendan Meyer once again. Scotch Plains is definitely attacking now.
Pasucci puts the ball forward.
A bad play by Westfield.
Scotch Plains will have a corner kick.
Emmanuel was right there. I'm surprised Westfield didn't just feed it to him and go for the goal kick.
Scotch Plains. Well, there was a Scotch Plains player right on the heels of that Westfield defender, but Scotch Plains is deadly on these corner kicks.
Scotch Plains sets up. Johnson starts roaming into the center.
Go!
Oh, yeah!
Get it!
Oh,
Yeah!
That's a
Goal,
goal! Oh, yes, there it is!
There
That
it
could
is.
very well
And
be the game, folks.
The fans go nuts.
That could very well be it. You can just hear this crowd going wild here in Elizabeth.
What a play by Scotch Plains. The ball's bouncing loose.
And by the reaction of this crowd, you think they were out on the field there today. They have been waiting long and hard for this moment right now. That was no fluke, folks. That was just a wise play by Scotch Plains.
We couldn't tell who got his foot on the ball. Looks like it may have been number 9. Brian Geis who got his foot on the ball. The ref is talking to Kurt Dambow, who just received the yellow card.
But Kurt Dambow is still celebrating as he runs down.
He must have been saying something to the Westfield defenders as he's going up, like, let's see you beat me now, buddy, because he can only get tougher as the game goes down. As the game winds down, Scotch Plains got the goal they needed. They have to play tough now, and they will be Union County champions, a game in which Westfield defeated them last year.
As you can see right now,
Oh, sweet
Perez
revenge.
is wisely bringing his players downfield now, working on the defense. They probably will not be attacking as much now, as ball control will be the key, as they just try and wind this game down. They'll be happy to take the 1-0 victory, as they did against Linden, Cranford, Elizabeth, and Plainfield.
This crowd is still going nuts. Dave, I've never been more happy than to see that. We have just played an outstanding game here, and we deserve this victory. Scotch Plains has all 11 people packed in on defense as they clear the ball out. It gets past
number 11. Correction, number 10, Greg Schmalz. No
Mike
doubt.
Donadio hounds Anthony Coleman, and they get the ball away. Scotch Plains has a throw in.
Scotch
Plains can taste victory now.
Scotch Plains is definitely taking their time now. As you can see, Brendan Myers in no hurry to throw that ball in. You can hear the crowd chant. They know that their Raiders are just tasting the sweet success of victory as these moments are closing down.
They are on the verge of being Union County champs. Oh, what a game this has been.
Potosa, after the game, I'm shaking his hand. He has just been the man.
Excellent game by Dave Potosa. He's made a big save.
Scotch Plains is just keeping the ball away from Westfield now, as they know that they do not want to go into overtime, as they have so many times this season.
Alex Grant's going to chase that ball down. Everybody's contributed here, Dave. Grant, everybody in Scotch Plains wanted this game.
Exactly.
They remember last year, most of them being second-year varsity. They wanted this game bad, and they all put forth 150%. You can't overlook anybody.
And as this
Even
game,
the subs, Murphy put in quality time,
Exactly.
Montevecchio put in quality time, Donadio comes in and they get a goal.
And as this game gets closer to the end, Scotch Plains does not want Westfield to score and go into overtime. I'm sure you remember that cold day in Scotch Plains when we went to double overtime against Elizabeth. That was just one icy day.
That thing was cold. The crowd can just sense victory now, getting ready to erupt. And there is silence on the Westfield side.
As the fans have just sat down now.
I wonder if Tony Fraza is going to have the nerve to call this one a fluke. I want to see him say they can beat Kurt Dambow easy now. I want to see him say that. Kurt Dambow has just played an outstanding game. I think if Dambeck...
That's probably how Dambow got the call, because before the game, Coach Brez had the paper Xerox and given to all of his players. And I'm sure that just had to fire up Dambow. Scotch Plains just going for the clear now, getting the ball as far away from Westfield as possible. Look at that, the long clear downfield. They don't care if Westfield gets it or not, just as long as it stays out of the Scotch Plains
That's
hand.
right. You can see them. There can't be much time left. They don't have an official clock going, but there cannot be much time left in this game.
Brendan Myers playing a wise game, keeping the ball downfield.
Alex Pasucci again.
Look for the big kick here to get it upfield. Pasucci looks for the call, but there is no call here. Westfield trying to circle up, trying to get this game going real quickly. Scotch Plains kicks it downfield again.
Cleared
this
by
is
DeQualo.
definitely got to be frustrating the Westfield team.
They have a handball called. Scotch Plains will have a kick.
Scotch Plains, once again, is in no hurry. As you can see, the players nonchalantly walking downfield.
Looking to eat up the clock. DeQualo puts a couple moves on.
Even though the Raiders would go away with this 1-0 victory, I'm sure they're still going for the offensive threat. It's DeQualo still playing a hard game here.
Dambow chases the ball down. Called for a foul. It's all right. Give Scotch Plains a chance to regroup, play some defense. They can't give up, though. They
Perez and Grisco, though, know that this game is not over till it's over, though. They're telling their players to stay low tempo, stay in control. Don't get too excited here.
That's right. They put the long kick. Goes wide. Scotch Plains will have a goal kick. Yes.
They can sense it. Perez can sense it. The crowd can sense it. This baby is almost over. Scotch Plains might very well be Union County champions. And it's
That's
over!
it.
That's
we are
it!
the champions. Union County champs, 1986. What a thrilling victory that must be.
This
as the
baby's
team goes
over.
nuts.
And everyone's on the field. The cheerleaders, the fans, the coaching. The bench is clear now. Scotch Plains has won. This baby
Kurt
is
Dambow's
over.
got a copy of the article in his hands as he brings it in.
Oh!
There's dejection on the Westfield side. And they deserve to lose. Dambow looks to bring the, is looking to bring the
He's
copy.
looking for Frazo. He's chasing Frazo down.
As he puts
He's
it right
saying,
at the
baby.
feet.
Oh,
Right at the
oh,
feet he lays that
baby.
thing.
Oh. Kurt Dambow, Brendan Meyer. These men know that they have won this game clearly and decisively.
What a victory
Oh.
for Scotch Plains as they are trying to keep some sort of restraint on this. Dambow just played an emotional game. He was there all the time, always clearing. They never beat him, as Tony Frazo said they would.
Even though you must give Westfield a hand, they kept this game close. Unfortunately, they don't wish to do the gentlemanly, sportsmanlike thing and shake hands, as we saw in the game previously.
I think if they went to shake hands, a fight would erupt. As Scotch Plains is just overjoyed at this victory, and they have a right to be.
But
There's mayhem in the stands.
as people are starting to attack the booth.
Wrapping up here from Elizabeth in the Union County Championship, the Raiders won a hard-fought 1-0 victory, but they didn't take the lead till I would say there are about 4 minutes left in the fourth period. As Coach Perez gets congratulations.
But even though this game is over, Scotch Plains cannot lay back now, because now the fight has really begun.
Yes.
If they truly want to beat #1 in the state of New Jersey, they must still face some top-ranked teams here in this county.
But to recap here, all through the game, first, second, third, even the fourth period, the team seesawed.
They're
And
holding up the victory trophy.
They're taking a victory lap with a trophy, and everybody deserves a piece of that.
Coach Bress said early in the game, before the match, that he just liked to see Scotch Plains control the tempo of the match better than they did in the first game. And they stuck straight to game plan
Coach
today.
Perez was correct. He said if we can play our game, we should win. And it came down to a corner kick, Dave.
Exactly.
Scotch Plains scored on a corner kick, as they have so often this year.
How many times have you just seen that kick?
It was amazing. There was just so many outstanding performances today. Everybody played good, but you can't give too much credit to Petosa and that one save he made right at the end of the first half. Oh, my. Petosa and Dambow, excuse me. I apologize for saying your name wrong all the time. But
And as we look forward, Scotch Plains now will advance. It is total mayhem on the field. Wrapping up the scoring.
Scotch Plains won 1-0. But what a goal it was. What a game it was. A true indication of the caliber of the teams. Number 2 playing number 3. Number 1 playing number 2 in Union County. There's nothing you can say except fantastic.
And as we leave, we just recap. Potosi had 5 saves that definitely had to have kept the tempo of this game going here.
And this has been Stephen Edwards
and David Wooten wrapping it up here on Williams Field in Elizabeth. Scotch Plains over Westfield, 1-0.
Union County champs.
And we saw